Okay, so 2 week update. Just got out of the gym here at Third Coast Strength Solutions. Really loving this gym. It's a powerlifting based gym. We did bent over rows, military press, and then finished off with some incline dumbbell press. They have these fat dumbbells, really kind of cool, and biceps. Um, I'm really liking how just adding in the gym is significantly helping. Um, with only 3 days a week of barbell training, so heavier training is actually helping us both gain a similar amount of muscle mass um, finally, versus when I was just in the hotel apartment gym doing lighter, uh, higher volume work twice a day, every day, and I think I just wasn't eating enough to support that, and I was just eating up my muscle mass. So this is working out a lot better, and I've been fairly consistent on St. Efforting's vertical diet plan. I moved over to based off of my results of the muscle mass gain, my BMR went up, and I moved to the 2,500 calorie plan, and I'm still consistently losing weight on it. And the adjustment of if something comes up, it just replaces the meals. So if for whatever reason I need to go somewhere and I have to eat where I'm at, then I just make adjustments later in the day for that, and that's working out well too. So mitigating damages versus just my pattern in the past has been if I mess up, then I'll might just mess up for the whole day, just eat what I feel like because I'm mad at myself for messing up. So this is working out better, and that is all. Right now we're doing the Chad Wesley Smith's Juggernaut method. So we did an initial testing of our squat, bench, deadlift, bent over rows, and military press. Trying to just get a feel for about where our working max would be. So the working max is where you take your weight times the number of reps. Ideally, you maxed out at 7 or below reps times 0.033, and that gives you your projected maximum, and then you take 90% of that to get a working max. And then so we got our working max, and now we're working on the tens wave. So there's a tens wave, an 8 waves, a 5 waves, 3 waves. So it's like about a month's worth each of each wave. If you're working out 4 times a week, if you're working out 3 times a week, it makes it a little bit longer, a month and a half or so. And then in each of the wave you have 4 phases. So you have an accumulation phase, intensification phase, a realization phase, and a deload week. The deload week is what Chad Wesley Smith and other people added on to the West Side Barbell training. One thing they didn't like was that every week they'd be going in there expecting to be squatting 1,200 plus pounds and never have any kind of deload. And it, for those guys, I think it started to wear up on them, and that's why I think some of them eventually broke off. But the realization phase accumulation phase is higher reps, higher number of reps, higher number of sets. So like 5 sets of 10s. and that's essentially you're trying to just accumulate volume, uh, building it, and the volume kind of pyramids down to where um, you build muscle mass, build strength, and then you realize the intensification phase is just a finalization of the accumulation phase, and then the realization phase is where, say, you go for essentially your 10 rep working max, which is 90% of your projected max, and then you go beyond that as much as you can, essentially to failure, safely as you can. And then how you do on that is an indicator of how your strength is gained. So then you do a week deloading, so that's just go down to the 40% or so the weight, and just do a little some sets enough to just kind of maintain it while your whole body recovers, and then you do the H wave 5-3s. So like, say, instead of 5 sets of 10s in the 10s wave, you'll do 5 sets of 8 in the H wave, and so on and so forth. And yeah, so seeing how that's going, the accumulation phase is a lot of reps, and we'll see how the realization phase goes. And I kind of want to go through a whole 10, 8, 5, 3s, and then reassess on how the program went, and if I want to go through another set. In the Juggernaut method, it doesn't really address switching types of lifts, so I think in Westside they talked about how in 7 years or whatever they did the same exact type of lift maybe 2 times in a progression, but I think their progressions were just like the same accumulation, intensification, realization, but they just never had a deload. But they would do slight differences, like they might do a safety squat bar with chains, they might do it with bands, or they might do deadlifts from a platform, or deadlift with the bands, or just every time they would do something slightly different when they would tuck it. So we'll see how this goes, and essentially the goal is just to get more in shape, and to gain strength, and to look better overall. Right now it's more of, for me, I may want to look in competing powerlifting, maybe strongman. They have some strongman equipment, it's pretty cool. But I think right now we're both just trying to get back into working out again, getting in shape, and then trying to build a base level of strength, and then deciding where we want to go from there. All right, that's all I have for this week.